have and the investment that's been made from all of our boosters and everything that we're doing. And there are great days ahead here in Tallahassee with this Florida State football program, and just excited to get back on that field here this next week and everything that's in front of us.
For those in the room, we'll ask once again that with a question, if you'll identify yourselves and the agency that you're with. And Coach, we already know a couple of folks that are going to have their hands up in the air. So far left, first row.
Coach, the enthusiasm that you had in your voice, I got excited. I almost laced up my helmet to go and play for you. But how excited are you, even though you didn't have the season that you projected that you would like to have had last year? How excited are you about this team? And what should the fans be excited about from this football team?
I'm extremely excited. I'm excited because of the characteristics that I've seen from this team. From the newcomers that have joined, from all the players that have returned, because every one of them said yes to the expectation. And you don't come to Florida State unless you're willing to embrace the greatest of expectations, because there is a standard. And every day that standard has to show up. And as we've sat there and coming off a year that was a disappointing season, we had some real conversations. And ultimately it wasn't for everybody. Right? The sacrifice, right? The investment, the work, the challenge, right? The confidence that had to be developed. Right? Because every team and every player that stands in front of you is going to tell you how confident they are. Right? But for that confidence to be real, it has to be earned. There has to be the work. There has to be the truest belief of being able to embrace that in all things that makes up who you are. And that's what gives me excitement for this year. Because I've watched a football team of guys that have said yes. And they're not just saying it with their voice, they're saying it with their action. And we've got some wonderfully talented players. But even with all of them, none of them have hit their final stage. All of them are continued growth and progress, and they're embracing that journey. They're embracing the opportunity, and to see them come together, to see that excitement within the position groups, the side of ball, and then collectively as a football team, and just to see how much they enjoy who they're getting to do it with, and that gets me fired up. And all of it sounds good. Now we get to go get it done on the field, but I got a tremendous amount of confidence because of that work.
Coach, right side, second row. We'll have one or two questions right there.
Hey, Coach, Mike Norvell. This is Michael from PlantTheSphere.com. Congratulations on another season. I just want to ask you, you talk often about the climb, and that's been the mantra of Florida State football since you've been the head coach there. And it may have seemed like last week, as you were recruiting, getting players in, you had a certain kind of a mentality that you were looking for in players. And you talked about the desperation that they always had, and you always recruited to that. Did it feel last year that maybe that was the missing element to the team, was that desperation, that sense of like we refuse to lose? And what gives you the confidence that you have that mentality this season?
Well, you talk about the climb, and we all have a desired destination. Everybody wants to get to the top, right? And we've seen that. A couple of years ago, we got to lift the trophy. Most people talk about it. We've seen it. We know what that looks like, right? But on the flip side of it, when you're climbing a mountain, there might be some times where you slip and where you stumble. But the most important step along the journey is the next one. And people that are willing, that regardless of circumstance, regardless of what you find yourself in, that you're willing to take the step to go be your best, to put everything that you have in, right? And I don't want a team full of sidekicks. Right? I want guys that are willing to grasp it, to hold it, to push it, to step forward, and to go beat it. Right? And that's what's needed. And that's what I believe that I'm seeing within this football team. That's what once again, we start fall camp next Wednesday. Right? And I want them to be pissed off to go be their best every single day. Right? It's not about last year. It's not about anything that they've done up to this point in their career. It's about this season, with each day and every step that's in front of us, to go put it on display for what you want to be. Don't talk about it. Let's go do it. Right? And I feel the confidence within the team because, once again, I see their work. Right? I believe in who they are. I believe in the journeys that they've had. And no player on our team has had a seamless, perfect journey. There's been ups and downs for every one of them. But when they come and whether it was a recruiting process, whether it was the opportunity to come back and to be a part of what this team's going to be, I wanted guys that were on the edge of their seat, ready to go attack that work. And I can't wait for fall season's going to hold. Right? And as we've seen that at an elite level, right? We also know we know how hard it is to win a game, to win a play, to win a rep, to obviously for what it takes for a season. But I believe in the group of guys that we've had that have come together, right? And and in today's age of college athletics, everybody has a choice because it's easy to leave, right? It's hard to stay, and it's hard to say yes when you know the expectations that are being put in front of you. And when you come to Florida State, well, you better embrace the highest expectations, because what I have is what our program has. There is a standard of what it needs to look like. And I've got to uphold it, and so does everybody else part of our team, players, coaches, every single one of us. But I believe in what it's going to be, and I'm excited to get back on that practice field as we build and as we continue to climb to August 30th for our first opportunity to go put on display what this team has potential to be.
You personally as a coach this year, but you have all these great coaches around you to help you to get better and get back, where Florida State was 2 years ago. Just talk about having them in the room, and you have new ears to help you get everything ready to go.
For us, as we all go through this, this career, as players, coaches, everybody involved, it's who you get to do it with. That's what makes the journey special. And I've been blessed throughout my coaching career to be around a lot of wonderful coaches. And I believe that this is a special staff, and to be able to pour into them, to be able to help support them, to challenge them, for them to do the same for each other and for myself. I mean, it does make a great dynamic. It's one that I don't take for granted, and every day that I come to work, I mean, I want to be able to provide that, and I want to be able to receive that. And so that's where for me, as I reflect and I see, hey, with where things are within college football, with where things are within our team, our program, it's one of the elements of this season I'm really excited about. Because where I'm not sitting in just one side of the ball or have one focus as much as what I have in the past. I get to continue to invest in them. I've had probably more one-on-one conversations with our players than any point of going into my 10th season of being a head coach, and that's what I do it for. I want to see these guys go fulfill all that I know that they can be. And the challenges that are out there for a student athlete right now is greater than it's ever been. Yeah, there's great rewards when it comes to that, but it's also unbelievable dynamics that they have to work through, and to be able to meet them where they are, to be able to continue to push them, to continue to help them understand all that they can be, more than just a jersey number, more than just a position, what the teammate that they can be, for this program, and for the guys that get to do it with it. That's what makes the journey worth it. And so I am grateful for the coaches that I'm getting to be a part of. I'm excited about some of the flexibility of what I get to do in my job on a day-to-day basis, and obviously just be able to pour in and invest in the wonderful players I get to coach.